tunghayan ang nagaganap na hearing sa QUADCOMM, mga kaibigan, kung saan itong si Atty. Harry Roque ay kanilang i-contempt of court sa pangalawang pagkakataon. At ayon kay Abante at kay Congresswoman Luistro, ito ay dahil sa kanyang pagsisinungaling. Dahil di umano, hindi sinumite nitong si Atty. Harry Roque ang kanilang hininging mga dokumento ukol po sa asset ni Atty. Roque at nitong sa Bancham, kung saan ito ay corporation ng kanilang pamilya at kung saan di umano nanggagaling ni Atty. Harry Roque ang kanyang 65 million pesos, mga kaibigan. So ito po ang ating tunghayan at tila ito ay pinagkakaisa na ng QUADCOMM na talagang i-contempt of court itong si Harry Roque or si Atty. Harry Roque. Sana magkaroon ng time si Atty. Harry Roque na maisumite ang mga dokumento na hinihingi nitong QUADCOMM na ito para maiwasan ang kanyang pagkukontempt of court ng QUADCOMM na ito na ngayon ay talagang parang nauwi po sa pambubuli nitong Congressman Abante na di umano ilalagay itong si Atty. Harry Roque sa correctional for women, mga kaibigan. At ito ay kanyang binawi dahil di umano ito ay biro lang. So ayan po, mga kaibigan, tunghayan natin. At isa pa, itong kanilang pag-cite in contempt na naman ni Police Colonel Garma, mga kaibigan, na pilit nilang idinadawit, mga kaibigan, dito sa EJK, sa war on drugs ni Tatay Digong. At tila walang chance, hindi binibigyan ng chance itong si Police Colonel Garma na mga tuwiran dahil, mga kaibigan, kapag siya ay nagsasalita ay inaagawan nitong si Congressman Paduano, mga kaibigan, na pilit na ginigisa itong si Police Colonel Garma, mga kaibigan, dahil ang kanilang mga tanong ay pinipilit nilang sagutin kung ano ba ang relasyon nitong si Police Colonel Garma, mga kaibigan, at ni former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Ito ba di umano ay special clause ni former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte? Ito ngayon, mga kaibigan, ang ipinipilit dahil di umano sa mga posisyon na ibinigay ni Tatay Digong dito kay Police Colonel Garma, mga kaibigan, na ngayon ay kanila pang pinagtatalunan kung saan nila pwedeng ilagak o ilagay ito o i-detain sa correctional for women ba? May nagsuggest din na sa PNP, or kasi, mga kaibigan, puno na di umano ang Congress, ang mga detain na mga kwarto, detained room ng Kongreso, puno na di umano sa mga kanilang i-contempt of court. Ano bang gusto nitong mga QUADCOMM na ito? Iipunin nila lahat, kanilang pagsamasamahin ang kanilang mga gustong i-contempt of court. Itong mga kritiko ng mga adictus benedictus, bangag at mga bartek, mga kaibigan, gusto nilang ipunin, pagsamasamahin, i-contempt of court, para, mga kaibigan, wala na itong kakayahan na lumaban pa, or wala nang kakayahan na ipaglaban ang kanilang karapatan. Panoorin po.
As mentioned by the Honorable Paduano, The QUADCOMM is in possession of the Omnibus Motion and Compliance dated September 9, 2024, filed by Attorney Harry Roque. And I wish to remind the QUADCOMM that this motion originated from our hearing on August 22, 2024, where in the various questions we propounded, Attorney Harry Roque expressed his commitment to produce the documents. And for the understanding of the Filipino people, Mr. Chair, I wish to share excerpt of the video of our hearing dated August 22, 2024. Secretariat, please.
Comsec.
Volume, please.
Congresswoman Luis, please make this very quick because our topic for today is about extrajudicial
I
killings.
understand, Mr. Chair, so I will forgo with the video. To explain, Mr. Chair, this omnibus motion and compliance is made up of two parts. The first part is the motion to quash, that is from paragraph 1 to 33. And the second part is the compliance to the show cause order, which is reflected in page 34 to 43. This representation wished to make a manifestation with respect to the motion to quash filed by the Attorney Harry Roque. In support of the above motion, Mr. Chair, he raised the same arguments which have been deliberated upon already during the last hearing. And to satisfy the requirement of due process, Mr. Chair, let me reiterate our answers to the arguments which he raised. First, that the hearing is not in aid of legislation. In answer to that, let me explain, Mr. Chair, this QUADCOMM was created to conduct an inquiry in aid of legislation pertaining to 4 issues which are haunting us. 1 is dangerous drugs, 2 is extrajudicial killing, 3 is the en masse acquisition of land, and 4 is the POGO operation. In other words, Mr. Chair, we are indeed in exercise of our power to conduct inquiry in aid of legislation which is granted by no less than the Philippine Constitution, Mr. Chair. Second, Attorney Harry Roque argued that the documents requested are not germane to the inquiry in aid of legislation. Again, in the case of Arnold versus Nazareno, there are 2 requirements. 1 is materiality to the subject matter, and second is materiality to the possible legislation. With respect to the first requirement, Mr. Chair, it is the humble submission of this representation that the Quad Committee has established an overwhelming circumstantial evidence showing the connection of Attorney Harry Roque to Lucky South Corporation, which is a POGO operator where we apprehended Chinese nationals victims of human trafficking, murder, and internet scam. Mr. Chair, at the height of the interpellation, we ask about the Biancham Corporation, which owns the property in Tuba, Benguet, where the IT employee of this Lucky South was apprehended. And that is where we started investigating Biancham. And then it was followed by our investigation on the subsidiary companies. As we investigate on Biancham, Mr. Chair, we found out the sudden increase of his assets in 2018, coming from 125,000 before 2016. In 2018, the current assets of Biancham rose to 125 million. At the height of the interpellation, Mr. Chair, Attorney Harry Roque articulated that his money did not come from POGO operation. To emphasize, Mr. Chair, that statement did not come from QUADCOMM, did not come from this representation. Instead, it came from the mouth of Attorney Harry Roque. This is an admission, therefore, Mr. Chair, that he admits the connection of these documents which we are requiring from him from the investigation on POGO operation that we are conducting right now. To further explain, Mr. Chair, it was admitted that he was the presidential spokesperson during that time with a very limited income. And then we asked him, where did this 65 million came from? Where did this money came from? And he could not explain except that he sold a certain property in multinational company in Parañaque. To conclude, Mr. Chair, there is a question about the source of the money of Biancham Corporation, which belongs to Attorney Harry Roque. And following his question, if he will not be able to prove the legal and valid source of this sudden increase of assets of Biancham, then there is a reasonable ground to believe that indeed he is connected with POGO operation and this money possibly came from the POGO operation. The second element, Mr. Chair, is the materiality to the possible legislation. And during the last hearing, Mr. Chair, we reiterated ano po ba ang mga batas na posibleng aamyendahan, muling pag-aaralan in connection to this QUADCOMM hearing. And we cited RA 3019. This is the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act na baka sakali na ang ating mga government officials ay nakurap because of this POGO operation. We also have Code of Professional Responsibility of Government Officials that we need to revisit already the provisions of this law to make sure that the government officials and employees do not deviate from what is being mandated by the Code of Professional Responsibility of Government Officials. We also have anti-money laundering. Kulang po ba ang probisyon ng anti-money laundering? At nagkaroon ng mga transfer ng huge amount of money in spite of the existence of this law. We also have corporation law. Bakit po ba nagagamit na shield ang mga corporation in perpetrating illegal activities? We can also consider, Mr. Chair, the Code of Professional Responsibility and Accountability for lawyers. Ito po ba'y saklaw pa if the lawyers already protecting illegal activities of their client? In addition to this, Mr. Chair, we have established already the need to revisit the laws such as the PSA Charter, dahil na abuso po ang ating batas patungkol sa late registration, our immigration law on visa issuance, the PAG-Court Charter on licensing of POGO, and the cybercrime law or RA 10175. Mr. Chair, to proceed, another argument that was raised is the right to self-incrimination. And I wish to share again the case of De La Cruz versus People. Napakaliwanag po sa batas na ito. When we speak about the right against self-incrimination, we're talking only about testimonial evidence. And this time, Mr. Chair, what we are asking are documents. The documents which he promised to produce during the hearing of August 22, 2024. Fourth, Mr. Chair, he invoked the right to privacy. And again, in the case of Standard Chartered Bank versus Senate Committee, citing the case of Sabio versus Gordon, the right to privacy is subordinated to the right to public information in matters of public interest. In other words, Mr. Chair, if there is a conflict between the right to privacy versus the right to public information on matters of public interest, the latter should prevail. Mas mataas po ang right to public information on matters of public interest kumpara sa right to privacy. And finally, Mr. Chair, he invoked the right to due process. This is the purpose of our hearing, to give ample opportunity to our resources speaker to explain their side. We satisfy amply the requirement of notice and even the requirement of hearing. But we are all witnesses. He has been dispensing his opportunity to be able to explain before the Quad all the possible allegations which are being imputed by this investigation. Mr. Chair, I wish to add as well, as part of this manifestation, that when he filed the motion to quash, prior to the receipt of the written subpoena, wala pa pong written subpoena na tinatanggap si Atty. Harry Roque. Nag-file na siya ng motion to quash. Why? Because he knows already during the meeting that he expressed his commitment to produce the documents. Reason why we issued the subpoena. To my humble opinion, Mr. Chair, he waived already his right to receive the written subpoena. Second, Mr. Chair, during the last hearing, we extensively discussed his arguments and our answers why we denied his first motion to quash. And third, Mr. Chair, in this motion, omnibus motion and compliance, siya po mismo ang nagsabi. Same arguments ang ni-raise niya. As a matter of fact, he said he is refiling the motion to quash. In other words, Mr. Chair, lahat po ng nakasulat dito ay nasagot na natin during the last hearing. I therefore submit, Mr. Chair, that we should deny this omnibus motion, particularly the motion to quash, because this is already moot and academic. I submit, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congresswoman Luistro.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, Congressman Flores.
Mr. Chair, as
The Congresswoman Luistro said, ito pong si Harry Roque is actually a person with a two-faced attitude. This representation recognizes that we have a full plate and that we need to hear the testimonies of resource persons who have been invited to our hearing today. But I feel compelled to raise a matter that I believe should be addressed by this honorable body. Isa sa mga iniimbita natin sa ating inquiry, si Atty. Harry Roque. Hindi lang po siya dating presidential spokesperson, he is also a former colleague of ours in the House of Representatives. At dahilan dito, we were very kind to him. In fact, our senior deputy speaker even asked him only to be detained for 1 day, of which he even questioned that, Mr. Chair. So in the course of our hearings, Atty. Roque was cited in contempt on August 22 for being untruthful about the circumstances surrounding his absence during our August 16 hearing. After being detained and after apologizing to the members of the House, Atty. Roque then went on Facebook and posted, and I quote, "In my view, the contempt ruling smacks of abuse of power and political harassment against an anti-Marcos Jr. critic like me," end of quote. Ay napaka-doble cara naman pala ni Atty. Harry Roque, Mr. Chair. I find this disturbing because if I remember correctly, Atty. Roque was asked if he recognizes the power of the House to hold him in contempt. And he said yes. But the moment he was no longer in our presence, Mr. Chair, he went out and publicly questioned the contempt ruling and accused us of abusing this power. I believe that we cannot countenance such behavior, Mr. Chair. Naging mabait pa tayo sa kanya. I even asked if the Quad Committee would hold in abeyance the contempt charge just because we were actually kind to him. So this manifestation is being spoken today to inquire if the statements made by Atty. Roque outside our hearings should be grounds to hold him also in contempt, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Abante. Yes, I believe we can defer discussion on that particular manifestation at the moment because we have just cited Attorney Harry Roque in contempt for violating Section 11 of our Rules of Procedure governing inquiries in aid of legislation, which states that failure to submit subpoenaed documents before the committee is a ground to cite him in contempt. So for the meantime, since there was already a motion that was approved unanimously by the body, another motion is also improper, is appropriate, and to where he will be detained. Is there any motion?
Mr. Chair, I submit to the motion of Congressman Flores, no? And I would want to make a motion that Atty. Roque should be detained in the Women's Correction. Women's Correction. Hindi po. Doon na lang sa bikutan natin. Mr. Chair, sorry po sa pagkakamali.
So is that a motion, Congressman Abante? Or Congressman Kit?
Mr. Chair, in deference to Attorney Roque being a former member of this House, Mr. Chair, I move that he be detained in the House premises, Mr. Chair. Second the motion.
Okay, there is a motion to detain him, detain Attorney Harry Roque at the House of Representatives Detention Facility. And this was duly seconded. Any objection? No objection. The motion is approved.
Mr.
Sa the PCOL. So, paki-state nga ulit, Colonel Garma, ma'am, kung sino-sino yung mga kasama mo doon na kaklase no ni Jimmy Fortaleza.
Colonel Roland Villela and Colonel Hector Grijaldo, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
So, tatlo lang kayo.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Former Major Jimmy Fortaleza, do you confirm that statement of Colonel Garma?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so tatlo. So, Grijaldo and Bilila. Tama.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yung
Yes,
Bilila,
Mr.
yun
Chair.
yung former husband mo.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yung
Your Honor.
Grijaldo,
A classmate, Your
kaklase
Honor.
mo. Yung former husband mo, ex mo, is kaklase mo rin.
Yes, Your
Now,
Honor.
Saan ngayon naka-assign si Grijaldo? Colonel Grijaldo.
I think, Your Honor, PIDEG, Your Honor,
Pedegwer.
Kamkrame, based in Kamkrame.
Anybody from the Philippine National Police? General, do you confirm? Please.
Yes, Your Honor, sir.
So you to confirm. And do you also confirm that during the ambush of former Brigadier General Barayoga, he was then the Chief of Police? Do you have records on that?
I do not have any information to that incident, sir.
Oh,
With regard to the ambush of...
can you furnish this committee
Yes,
Ah.
Mr. Chair, sir.
the data when that ambush happened?
Yes, Mr. Chair, sir. We will do.
Okay. Since, Mr. Chairman, since Colonel Grijaldo is not around, maybe we can ask him on the next hearing. But before I proceed to my next question, Ma'am Garma, during the ambush of former General Barayoga, which is class 83, di ba? Class 83 siya.
I'm not sure, Your Honor.
Ayan ka na naman.
Hindi ko lang, maybe...
Ikaw, ma'am, please. Kasi simpleng-simpleng tanong. Because that time, do you confirm that he is the corporate secretary?
Yes,
of
Your Honor.
PCO?
He is our board secretary.
So you don't know? Namatay na yung corporate secretary mo?
Ah.
You don't even know that he is class 83? Simpleng tanong lang po. That was in the news. Alam ko nga eh. Bakit nag-evade ka? Simple question. Again I warn you. I might cite you in contempt. Oh, do you confirm na he's a class 83? Classmate? Okay, ito na lang.
A classmate of our chairman. So
Yeah,
whatever
classmate
is
of
the
your-
class of Sir Pinili, I cannot,
Classmate
I'm
of
not
Sir
sure,
Pinili,
but classmate
classmate
po
of
sila.
the former DILG secretary. Tama?
Yes, Your
Oh.
Honor.
Ito ako, pagbibigyan kita, ma'am, isasabi ko, diretso na ang pagsasagot.
Yes, Your Honor.
Kasi ang dami, pinapakinggan ko na kanina yung mga tanong. Ako nagtanong sa iyo kanina, pinakontempt na kita. Because usually your answer is maybe. Maybe yes, maybe not. Simple question. Mamaya, pupuntahan kita dyan. Okay, anyway. Now, so you confirm that tatlo kayo pumunta kay Jimmy Fortaleza because Jimmy Fortaleza is your classmate.
Yes, Your
Okay.
Honor.
Now, but of course, you deny that you talked to Jimmy Fortaleza in his affidavit na you talked to him and asked him about the operations. Pero you never tell him the time. Based on in my personal and the affidavit of Jimmy Fortaleza, you never told Jimmy Fortaleza na may papatayin. You only told him na may operations. And pag sinabi mong operations, pag sa pulis, marami yan. Pwedeng may mamatay, pwedeng bypass, pwede dahil Bucor facility yon, pwede ring galugad. Diba? Diba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Tama. Okay. Now, akala ko maybe naman. Anyway, now, and also, Jimmy Fortaleza, in his affidavit, narrated na tumawag ka sa kanya. But of course, you denied it. That's why we are forced to order the NTC to submit, no? All the post, kasi kung prepaid, medyo mahirap. Unless otherwise, we still have your number sa prepaid. Can you tell us your number sa prepaid during the time?
I cannot recall anymore, Your
Okay,
Honor.
of course, you cannot recall. Diba? Pero ako, tandaan ko. Yung isang telepono ko, naiwan ko dun sa labas. Hindi ko na nabalikan, pero matandaan ko pa rin yung number ko. Pati yung pati yung company, smart. Anyway, sige. Now, when the incident happened, that was August 11. Tama? Yung sa The PCOL, August 11.
Yeah.
August 11 ba? Ma'am, anyway,
No, Your Honor.
tinitingnan mo lang yung, kanino bang dokumentong tinitingnan mo? Affidavit of whom?
This was Lipoldo Tan, Your Honor.
Sorry?
Lipoldo Tan.
Oh, how did you,
It was published, Your Honor, in the website.
it was published, so you print it out?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay. Now, it was August 13. August 13 po. Okay, August 13. Now, it is a publicly knowledge incident because 3 Chinese national allegedly to be drug lords was killed inside the PCOL. Now, question. You visited Jimmy Fortaleza, malapit lang po yung time, yung pag-visit mo, no? Matter of weeks. Now, after that, did you call Jimmy Fortaleza?
No, Your Honor.
Why?
Wala naman ako sasabihin sa kanya, Your Honor.
Sorry?
I have no purpose of calling him. Wala din ako number sa kanya. So, bakit ko siya tatawagan? Your
So you
Honor?
do, okay, sige. I will rephrase my question. You don't visit Jimmy Fortaleza after that incident?
So,
Wala.
Wala na po, Your Honor.
Oh, you don't bother to ask Jimmy Fortaleza what really happened inside the PCOL? You're an intelligence officer. You're very close to the president. Nangyari yung patayan doon. Same is true with Colonel Grijaldo, Colonel Leonardo that time. That time because you're the CIDG. You didn't even bother to visit the people. You, especially you, Ma'am Garma. You're the classmate of Jimmy Fortaleza. You visit Jimmy Fortaleza before the incident. Now, it happens. Sabi mo, wala akong nalalaman sa pangyari, but you didn't even bother to ask Jimmy Fortaleza what really happened.
Wala akong number sa kanya, Mr. Chair.
Hindi nga. Wala
How
kang
can
number.
I call? How can I ask?
Oh, but some
Mr.
of your classmates has a number of Jimmy Fortaleza.
I don't know, Mr. Chair.
Oh, you don't know na naman. Pero ang sinasabi ko lang, you don't even bother to visit Jimmy Fortaleza after the incident to check what really happens inside that colony.
No, no, Mr. Chair.
Oh, kaya nga eh. Ayun nga ang sinasabi ko eh. Na nagbisita kayo, may nangyari, after that, you didn't even bother. That time, President Duterte has already assumed office. We will go in that direction mamaya. Maybe Chairman Ako will discuss to you about it. Now, next. Eto, malapit-lapit na tayo, mamas. Please, sabihin mo lang po ang totoo. Okay, now. Sabi mo kanina, January 16, you start schooling, tama? Nag-schooling ka?
January 2016, yes, Your
Yeah,
Honor.
January 2016. So safe ka. Kasing nangyari, August, because, ano yun, OSEC?
Yes,
For
Your
full
Honor.
kernel.
Yes, Your Honor.
Kailan ka na-promote as full kernel?
2018, Your Honor.
2018.
18? 16? Yeah, 18, Your Honor.
Sigurado ka? Hindi
Yes, yes, Your Honor, 2018.
Sigurado ka?
Yes,
2018 of,
I think June, Your Honor.
parang,
June.
eto.
It's June
Ma'am.
of 2018, Your Honor.
Oh,
I
ma'am,
retired
kasi yung
1
mga
year
ganyan
after.
sa pulis, ako hindi ako pulis, pero as far as I know, pagdating doon sa kernel na posisyon hanggang general, hindi malilimutan ng general o kernel na napromote siya this year, this month. Well, in fact, even the date. Because that is an important promotion for each and every career officers in the PNP. Kasi pasikip na kayo, di ba? Tama?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh. Kasi mangilan-ngilan lang na yung mga light kernel ay sasampa na mabilis. Just like you. You're one of those privileged na promote 2018 pa lang as full kernel. On your class, ilan ba kayong full kernel during the time? Hindi mo matanda na naman. Of course, pwede ko bibigayan. PNP, please submit. Jen, si General, no. Yung sa DIDM po, pakisubmit po yung yung promotion of all class 97 from light kernel to full kernel po. Yung date and year.
Yes, Your Honor.
Please.
We will comply.
Please submit it before the next hearing.
Yes, Your
Maybe
Honor.
mabilis lang naman yan. Siguro within the week. No. Okay, I will give you until Monday. Tuesday na po. Tuesday. Tuesday.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay? Before the hearing. Now, Ma'am Garma. So after your schooling, you were assigned in Cebu. Tama?
Yes, Your Honor.
Prior to your assignment in Cebu, you were assigned in Davao.
Yes, Your
As
Honor.
what?
Station Commander, Your Honor.
Of
Station 1, Santa Ana Police Station.
Station 1.
Yes, Your
Okay.
Honor.
With the rank of light colonel.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Sa posisyon na yun, di ba pwedeng major doon?
Pwede rin po ang Major, Your Honor.
Di ba? Tama?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, yung position mo is only light colonel. You were assigned in Cebu. And as far as I know, no, but of course, I can be wrong, I might be wrong, pero pag highly urbanized city, not a component city, rank of full colonel dapat, di ba? In the case of Cebu City, dapat full colonel.
Yes,
Tama?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, you're just a light colonel the time.
No, Your Honor.
Pag-assign sa'yo?
Cebu City Police, Your Honor, I am full colonel. Full colonel.
Kailan
ako.
kayo na-sign doon?
June yun po. June or July.
June
Your Honor.
of-
Basta I am already, na-promote na po ako, Your
Na-promote
Honor.
ka na?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ba't OIC lang status mo doon?
It has to be confirmed by the mayor, Your Honor.
Ayun. Because the mayor does not want you to be the chief of police because prior to that, you were also assigned in Cebu, di ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
As what?
CIDG,
CIDG?
Regional Chief of Region 7.
Correct. Kaya kilala ka ni Mayor Osmeña.
Yes, Your
Kaya
Honor.
ayaw niya, kasi kung kilala ka ni Mayor Osmeña because the regional center of Region 7 is Cebu. The regional office of CIDG is Cebu. Most of the activity of CIDG is in Cebu. And as the mayor that time of Cebu, kilala ka ni Mayor Osmeña. That is why ayaw niya sa'yo. Because on your record during the time, napakarami pong nangyari during the time. And we are now collating all those incidents related to death nung time na yon as CIDG Region 7 at the same time Chief of Police of Cebu. Now, Chief of the CIDG ka the time.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yung rank mo is Light Colonel.
Yes, Your Honor.
During the time, Regional Director can be a Light Colonel ng CIDG.
It can be, Your Honor.
It can be.
Yes, Your
Except
Honor.
for, sabi ko nga, highly urbanized city. Diba? Just like Cebu City. Dapat full colonel.
Yes, Your
Tama.
Honor.
Now, anyway, let me proceed with, bago pumunta doon, balikan mo mamaya, your travel records. I have with me your travel records.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I have with me since from 2024 to 2012. Okay? Ma'am Garma, you're most traveled, though you're not anymore in public office.
Yes, Your Honor.
Tama. Who shouldered your travel?
Some were sponsored by my cousins when I traveled.
Cousins? Who are your
Sa
cousins?
States. I was invited for
Who
a
are
wedding.
your cousins? Who are your cousins?
Anne-Marie Batay. They are
From
all
where?
United States.
Okay, US.
Yes, Your Honor.
Then, siya lang? Nagsisponsor sa'yo?
Hindi pa po. Meron pa Hazel Idnay.
Comsec, please take note of all the names that are being mentioned by Miss Garma. Yes, please proceed. Who else?
Yun lang po ang nagtumulong
So,
po.
dalawa lang
Yes, because I was invited to an
in the
occasion.
US. But how about your travel in Asia? Who sponsored it?
I paid for it,
You paid for
Your
it?
Honor, yes.
Tingnan mo, mama. Your travel for just 2024, you traveled 6 times abroad. Just in 2024. Tapos, yung travel mo 2023 is 13 times. You travel 13 times abroad. 13 times. This is a record coming from the Bureau of Immigration, madam. You cannot deny this. Iba't ibang lugar, may Kuala Lumpur, may ano. In the next hearing, tatanungin pa kita po para at least papaunanan kita. Pero sa ngayon, ang tanong ko lang po, who sponsored you? How can you afford to travel 13 times in just 1 year? You're not anymore an official of the government. This is an official travel. Oh, where did you get? Where did you get? Ma'am? Oh, you want to have an executive session?
No, Your Honor.
No? Also, answer me. Always I set you in contempt.
I paid for it, Your Honor.
Yeah, you paid for it. How much is your, ano? How much is your, can you provide us? Are you willing to have a waiver for your bank accounts?
No, Your Honor.
No. Why? Because you're not telling the truth. You are hiding something. Ito, initial pa lang, mama. Oh. You travel 13 times. Ibig sabihin nun, more than every month you travel outside in the country. Now, last question ko, ma'am. What is, eto mama, diretso kita, what is your latest travel abroad? When was that? When was that?
Japan, Your Honor.
Japan? Hindi, your purpose of your travel.
USA, Your Honor.
O USA. Now, pakiano lang, what happened with the travel?
Okay, I have to travel to USA to
Why?
to bring my daughter in the US
Why?
because of this exposure.
When was that? When was that?
28 last
When was that?
August, Mr. Chair.
Eh, ang daming August, 30 days yung August.
28.
Hindi, ganito lang po, ma'am.
28.
Diretso kita. Oh,
28.
your plan to travel in the US was August 28. That was the time that this QUADCOMM was already started, di ba? The investigation.
Yes, Your Honor.
And your name was already crop up.
Yes,
Tama?
Your Honor.
Oh. Now, in short, you're using that alibi to bring your daughter to the US to evade this investigation.
No, Your Honor.
No, okay. Why did... Anong nangyari? Ba't hindi ka naka-US? Ba't nandito ka ngayon?
My visa, US visa was canceled.
Why?
Hindi po sinabi sa akin ang reason why.
Hindi sinabi? You never asked?
I asked, but Japan in charge on the desk did not tell me the
No.
reason.
No. Kasi papasok ka sa US, di ba? Kasi kung hindi ka tinanggap ng Japan, that is the responsibility of Japan. But you were not allowed, di ba? To go to US because what?
It was not explained to me by the in charge sa Japan po. Kasi nung mag-check-in po kami,
Check-in for
kukuha
going
ng
to?
ticket. Kukuha po ng ticket, Japan to
I know.
US.
You
yeah.
don't have a ticket yet.
Yes, Your
Oh,
Honor.
kaya nga eh. Kaya you want to travel to the US, but you don't have a ticket?
Oh, no,
No.
We
Di ba,
have-
inamin mo na eh.
no, Your Honor. Ang ticket namin is all connecting. Nung
Oh.
magbo-board po ako, para kung mag-check-in kami for the seat, I wasn't able to get a seat kasi nag-error na yung system. So
Sandali.
we sought the
Balikan ko muna.
assistance. Yes po.
So yung travel mo is from the Philippines connecting Japan to
Japan.
US.
Yes, Your Honor.
You have a ticket, Philippines, Japan, US.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you sure of that?
Ang binigay po ng...
Sandali! Ito na lang kita. Simple na to, ma'am. Do not
Yes.
evade my question.
Okay, yes, Your Honor.
Your ticket is, as you have said, your ticket is Philippines, Japan, US.
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, but you were not allowed. Yun na, may ticket ka. Sigurado ka, Philippines, Japan, US.
Ang ticket po namin is Philippine, Japan.
Kaya nga,
Your Honor.
Huwag mo nga akong lituhin, ma'am. Ang tinatanong ko, malapit ka na, ma'am. Ang tinatanong ko kanina, yung ticket mo is only Philippine, Japan. Sabi mo hindi. Philippine, Japan, US. You get a ticket in Japan for US.
Boarding pass po yung kukunin na namin sa Japan.
Ay,
Hindi po
nako.
ako
Anyway,
nakakuha,
anyway,
Your Honor.
do you have a copy of that?
Wala na po, Your Honor.
O, BID, DFA. Anong airlines? O, hindi mo na naman masagot. Simpleng-simple yan. It happens last 2 weeks ago. Sige nga. Kasi you're lying, ma'am.
No, Mr. Chair.
You are lying. Now, question. Your ticket. Anong airplane? Oh, you cannot answer? Simple-simple. Something happens in Japan. No, Mr. Chairman, hindi rin ito makalusot eh. Kasi pag tinawag ko yung DFA, alam ng DFA.
Japan, I think it's Japan airline. That's why we landed.
Why
in
I
Japan.
think na naman. Kanina maybe, now I think.
It is Japan airline, Mr. Chair.
From the Philippines,
I'm very sure of it na. I can recall it Japan airline.
from the Philippines
To Japan.
to Japan, Then, what airlines supposedly to the US?
It's the same. It's Japan Airlines.
Japan Airlines. Oh, kaya nga, dalawa na, twice na. Last ko na mamaya na tanong. Anyway, Mr. Chairman, I move that dahil walang kopya daw, wala nang records, walang documents from Ms. Garma. Mr. Chairman, can we ask for the documents, travel documents, with regards to the plane that was booked by Ms. Garma from the Philippines, Japan, and to the US.
We will ask the records from the DFA.
Yeah, from the DFA po.
Okay.
Tsaka BID na. Tsaka Japan Airlines.
Okay, COMSEC, kindly coordinate with the Bureau of Immigration and our DFA as to the travel records of Colonel Roque Garma.
Wala bang DFA dito? And also, Mr. Chairman, can we ask the DFA the reason why Ms. Garma was not permitted to travel to have an entry from Japan to the US?
COMSEC, you are so directed.
Para opisyal lang po. Kasi alam din na ni Ms. Garma bakit hindi siya pinayagan. Oo, malalaman din natin,
My
ma'am.
mother's grave, hindi ko po alam,
Pero
Mr.
alam mo,
Chair.
deep inside, you know why you were not allowed entry to the US.
I cannot just say what's deep inside, Mr. Chair, because I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's your alibi, that's your defense. That's your defense, ma'am. Okay.
Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair,
Congressman Acop, with the indulgence of Congressman Paduano.
before we leave that issue in Japan, may be permitted to ask some questions?
With the indulgence of Congressman Paduano.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. It's
Please
a pleasure
proceed,
to this
Congressman
representation.
Madam Garma, nung bumili ka ng ticket,
Yes,
saan bang intention mo na pupuntahan talaga?
Mr. Chair, I didn't get the question.
Ano ang intention mo talaga nung bumili ka ng ticket?
Um,
Japan or US?
US,
Okay.
US, Mr. Chair.
Eh bakit hindi ka kumuha ng buong ticket, diretsong papuntang US? Why do you have to procure a ticket doon sa Japan?
No, Mr.
For
Chair,
the
I
US.
did not procure a ticket sa Japan. I procured the ticket
So,
already.
stopover mo lang
Stopover lang po ang Japan.
ang Japan. And
yes,
you were not allowed to board papuntang US.
kasi po
Ganun ba yun na nangyari?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Hindi ako makakuha ng boarding, ano po.
Boarding pass?
Yes, Mr.
Kasi
Chair.
yun naman ang kailangan mo eh.
Yes.
Di ba?
Yes, Mr.
Kasi may
Chair.
schedule na flight papuntang US. Nakasakay ka ron. Stopover sa Japan.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
How many hours?
10 hours, Mr. Chair.
10 hours.
Yes po.
So, nung magbo-board ka ng Japan Airlines for the US, hindi ka na pinapasok.
Yes, Mr.
Ganon
Chair.
na nangyari.
Opo, Mr. Chair.
That is the reason why, according to records, 29 August, nakabalik ka na dito sa Pilipinas.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chairman, can I interject?
With the indulgence of Congressman Paduano, the
Yes,
senior
yes, Mr.
deputy
Chairman.
speaker is recognized.
Tanong ko lang to kay Ma'am Garma. Ma'am, di ba pag pumupunta tayo ng US, from the Philippines, check na yung US visa mo dito sa Pilipinas. Pag board mo lang sa airport, bibigyan ka ng boarding pass, bibigay na yung dalawang boarding pass mo. Boarding pass from the Philippines to Japan, Japan to Philippines.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Tama po ba?
Yes po.
So, yun po yung tanong. Bakit binigyan kayo ng boarding pass na hindi na-check yung US visa? Hindi po kayo bibigyan ng boarding pass kung hindi po i-check yung US visa.
Yes, Mr.
Normal po, routine po yun pag nagpupunta
Opo.
tayo Amerika.
Yeah,
Tama po ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Very unusual yun, nung araw pong yun, Mr. Chair.
So, yun po siguro ang tanong ni Chairman Acop, di ba? Salamat po, Mr. Chairman.
Congressman Paduano, please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Anyway, Mr. Chairman, hearing the answers of Colonel Garma, Ms. Garma kanina, with regards to question of deployment na napaka-juicy yung mga posisyon from tsaka puro lahat Davao ang assignment except sa Cebu. Tapos nag-schooling, tapos early retirement. Again, can you state when was the date or the year that you retired?
That's June of 2019, Your
June of
Honor.
2019. When did you assume as PCCO chairman?
July 15 of 2019,
Oh,
Your Honor.
1 month lang. Di ba? Tama? 1 month?
15 days, I think, Your Honor.
Oh, 15 days pa. Sobra. Now, during the interpellation, Mr. Chairman, ng mga members kanina, Ma'am Garma, Miss Garma, keep on denying that he's close to the former president. Di ba? Kasi sabi mo lang lagi, maybe. Binigyan ka ng posisyon, tingnan mo. You check the record. 10 years pa yung supposedly before you retire, 10 years ka pa, but you opt to early retirement. Tapos, wala pang 1 month, sabi mo nga, 15 days, bigla ka nag-PCSO. Tapos, itong tinanong ka kanya, sabi mo, are you close to the president, former president? Ang sagot mo, because of those promotions, sabi mo, is maybe, not maybe. Now, I will ask you, are you special and close to the president, former president? Yes or no lang po? Walang personal. Yes or no lang po? Kasi lahat-lahat eh.
Ewan ko kung special ako.
Oh, why can't you answer? Simple lang tanong ko. Are you close to the former president? Because that's why you've been given a juicy position where in fact, 1 month, wala pa nga, 15 days ka lang nag-retire, PCCO, chairman ka na kagad. Sige nga. Yes or no? Why can't you answer? Oh, Mr. Chairman, since
Because, Mr. Chair,
Oh, why? What?
I do not...
I do not na naman.
No, Mr. Chair.
Oh, sige nga.
Because you said, am I close or special to the President?
Yeah, you're close to the president. Or special. Kasi, tanungin mo yung lahat mga classmates mo. Ako, mama, mga classmates mo, ikaw ang tumulong for their promotion during the time of President Duterte. That's why I'm asking the DIDM to submit to this committee all the years of promotion of all your classmates. Now, ang question ko ngayon, diretso na. I hope you will answer truthfully. Are you close to the President?
Mr. Chair, I'm not close. I was fired.
Okay. Okay.
Na-floating pa
So,
nga po ako during his
Huwag
time.
mo, mga floating during his time.
Yes, Mr. Chair,
15
6 months.
days lang na nag-retire ka, nag-PCSO chairman ka, for all those qualified, sandali, for all those qualified applicants.
Okay.
Ang dami po na qualified. Why you? Why you? And though, the fact is, Mayor Osmeña is keep on insisting, kaya nag-OIC ka lang kasi he never choose you in the list. Tama? O na ang question ko ulit. Last na lang to, ma'am. Are you close and special to the President?
For me, Mr. Chair, I don't feel close and special.
Okay, now,
Mr.
you're lying.
Chair. Because...
You're lying,
Can
ma'am.
I explain, Mr. Chair?
Of course, explain.
You know, there was once in my career na siya ang mayor, na floating po ako 6 months, I don't have any position.
Ma'am, when was that?
That was in 11.
No, that
Mr.
was
Chair,
way
floating-
back. Way back, ma'am.
Floating po ako.
But before he became President of this Republic, you're very close to the President. Before your assignment in Cebu, you're very close to the President. Before you retire, you're very close to the former President. And now you're talking to this committee, you're telling us that you're not close to the President? That's only a simple question. Now, you deny. You said no. You said no. Oh, Mr. Chairman,
Can I Mr. Chair.
Kanina pa kita pinapa-explain. Pabalik-balik lang tayo.
Yes.
Okay, given you were floated.
Yeah. Kasi,
2011.
yes, Mr.
Oh, but after that,
Ah.
lahat na position mo, juicy.
Can
You
I-
can never stay. Palipat-lipat ka doon sa Davao and you will not be deployed as CIDG in Region 7. You cannot be deployed even the opposition of the mayor that time, Mayor Peña, if you're not close to the president. You're telling me that it's the Chief PNP? Now, kung Chief PNP, bakit nung nag-retire ka, 15 days after, PCO chairman ka, if you're not chosen, if you're not close, if you're not special to the president? Oh. Oh, why you're not answering?
Perhaps, Mr. Chair, I am special.
Perhaps ka na naman. Anyway, Mr. Chairman, ito, ano lang to, Mr. Chairman, for the record, but I moved to cite in contempt because the resource person is evading to answer questions being asked by almost all members. Paulit-ulit lang yung perhaps mo. Maybe. Ngayon, perhaps na naman. Move to cite you in contempt, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair.
If I may, honorable members, I will just allow the chair first to make a clarification on the motion of Congressman Paduano. Congressman Paduano, is that a motion?
Yes. That's a motion. I move to
Mr. Chair.
cite in contempt. Sandali lang po, Co-Chair. Abante, give me the time because this is my time.
Okay. We will...
I move to cite in contempt Ms. Garma for lying and evading questions being asked by the members of this committee and including this representation. So move, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, there is...
Mr. Chair.
There is
Mr.
a
Chair.
Okay, before I rule...
Before
Okay,
that,
is that
sandali lang.
an amendment to the motion?
No, no. Yes. Perhaps please listen to my questions first before we act on the motion of my co-chair who is angry now.
Okay. So will Congressman Abante propound questions to Colonel Garma?
Mr.
Mr. Chairman,
thank
we
you.
have,
Mr.
I think
Chairman.
we have a pending motion, Mr.
No, I
Chairman.
am just
yeah.
clarifying.
We just have to,
1 minute
to follow the
suspension.
rules first.
Oh, Mr. Chair, I accede to the motion of...
Mr. Chairman, just to clarify, the violation of Ms. Garma is refusal to answer queries.
Hearing is suspended.
Suspended. Suspended tayo mga kasama. Please, respect the decision of the chairman, please.